What's up everyone, Mary here. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you are a language teacher looking for tips, ideas, recommendations for your language lessons. And this YouTube channel is the best place indeed for you to find all those things. And if you've been teaching for a while, you know that taking the register can become a very boring thing, especially if you are teaching big groups. So the good news here is that a friend of mine wrote a book called 52 creative ways to take advantage of taking the register, so we can basically use his techniques to be that engaging teacher from minute one in every single lesson. Zach Powel is a fellow English teacher from the south of England, and he creates his own material apart from being a magician, which is pretty cool. You can find Zach's details in the description of this video. And for today, we are just going to focus on 5 of his very simple and fun techniques. So let's look into them. So first nice way to take the register is using small talk questions. So you as a teacher obviously prepare the questions priorhand, so you don't have to think about them while you are teaching. And you just have to ask each student a different short question when you call their name. So let's say, for example, you're going to say, well, Carmen, where did you get your shoes from? Or maybe, Javier, is the weather better than it was yesterday? Just make sure students understand that they have to give you a short answer, because you don't want students talking about their whole life, at the beginning of the lesson. So the second technique is error correction, which is a variation of number 1 and is actually one of my favorites. So priorhand, you're going to prepare some slips with grammatically wrong questions. So let's say, for example, you're going to write what you did last night instead of what did you do last night. And you are going to hand one slip to each student once you get to the classroom. So just give students 1 to 2 minutes to think about what is wrong in that question, so how can I fix it? And then once you call their name, they will ask you the question in the right format. So Carmen, for example, is going to say, oh, teacher, what did you do last night? Make sure you answer with a very short answer, right? So you don't want to be talking for 5 minutes every time a student asks you a question, especially if you've got 30 students in your group. But it's a very nice way they can get to know you better and they can practice making questions at the same time. So activity number 3 is actually quite simple. So basically every time you call a student, you are going to give them 2 words and you are going to ask them to give you one difference between these 2 words, these 2 things. So let's say, for example, I tell Lucia, Lucia, motorbikes and cars. And she might say, well, the number of wheels. So that's the difference between these 2 things. Or Francisco, Rome and Paris. And he might say, well, the language, they speak different languages in these 2 countries or in these two cities. So if you look into Zach's book, you might find many other examples, such as oceans and mountains, or laundry, dishes, or Netflix, cinema. So this is super engaging because they have to think fast. So it's kind of a warm-up at the same time, when they are going to be laughing, and probably other students are going to be thinking about the answers as well, and they will try to help the others. So this can become a super nice activity. So activity number 4 is playing opposites, and this is a great one because it's quite easy to adapt to different levels, so you don't have to prepare priorhand. So every time you call a student, you are going to say their name plus an adjective, and you want them to answer with the opposite. So let's say you call Jorge and you're going to say messy, and he needs to answer tidy. So obviously it depends a bit on the level of the students. You can just choose very difficult adjectives, or you can just choose the very basic ones. So it depends a bit, but it's a great thing because other students as well, they might want to participate and they're going to be thinking, so it's kind of a good way to stimulate everyone at the same time with a super fun and fast activity. Right, and the last one is the odd one out. So once you call a student, you are going to say a sequence of 4 words, and one of them needs to be somehow different. So let's say Brenda, zebra, cat, dog and fish. And she might say fish because it's of water, or she might say zebra because zebra is not a pet, while the others are pets. Basically, you just want to make them think and pay attention to what you are saying. So you might say German, France, Spain and Italy. The German being the odd one because German is a language, not a country, and the others are countries. Alright teachers, so if you want to know more techniques, just go to the description and you're going to have access to his book with loads of engaging activities. Remember that these activities can be used in other parts of your lesson. You don't have to use them just to take the register, which is a great thing. Just remember to be fun and engaging, because when we are fun, students usually pay more attention to us, and this is better because they learn more and you're going to get more students for sure. So that's the deal. Alright, so thanks a lot, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching.